Welcome back to the FTCR LP of Batman Arkham Asylum. So, David, what were you saying last part about the Sonic timeline?
Oh, right. Okay, so the Arkham series definitely takes place after Sonic Adventure. That's what I was trying to establish. We know for a fact that Casinopolis is in Gotham City, but the only time we've seen Batman engage with the establishment is after it's been run down. It was in perfect working order when Sonic was running around, but, perfect chaos attacked Gotham. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Perfect Chaos was responsible for the death of Thomas and Martha Wayne, which is, so that starts a whole chain of events. So at this point, Sonic the Hedgehog is, middle-aged? He's old.
He's probably like 30-something. Yeah.
Right. He doesn't know what happened. Tails thought that all was well that ended well, but clearly he was misinformed. Right there.
Plus, with rising inflation and everything, why would anyone reopen Casinopolis in that worn-down city? They probably built Neo Station Square, a little east of Arkham, right? Gotham? That's the one. I don't know Batman. Right. We're just doing this.
Right. Well, it's. I've read a lot of Batman comics over the years. I read.
Chris, I thought you said Bathman. I got a little excited.
That's what my mom called me when I was a kid. I never put down the cape.
Just a towel and the rest of you is naked. That's your outfit.
Why would you think of that? But yeah, it was true.
Right, there was the sister city. Bloodhaven.
Oh, Bloodhaven. Right, that one.
Right. That's the one. That's where Nightwing hangs out.
Is that where Central City is?
Is
Central City in Bloodhaven?
Right.
This guy's just kind of pointing his gun at Harley. Like, what if he'd accidentally pulled the trigger? That would have went bad.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. It's like the Joker said, women aren't funny.
Oh.
It's not a lot of good gun safety precautions here, are there? No, he's holding one too.
Right. Like, they could just shoot him. Oh, they did. Never mind.
Oh, they did.
Boy, that was weird.
What happened? The fucking drugs wore off.
Why was I Canadian?
I'm dead!
Yeah, he's been dead before. He'll get better.
Yeah, but now he might be a time bomb.
Are we talking about Black Hand, or...?
We're talking about Batman.
So this is definitely one of the more memorable Scarecrow sequences in the series.
Yeah, the Fission mailed was kind of a big part of the getting people to talk about.
It was something that everyone talked about.
Yeah.
I can't help but think that around this time, people were overusing the idea just a little bit of messing with the player's head through fake gameplay failure, creepypasta nonsense.
What else can you think of besides Sons of Liberty in this game?
Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, Eternal Darkness did it.
That was a gameplay mechanic, though. I feel like it's a pass.
It was a gameplay mechanic in big old air quotes where weird stuff happened while you were playing the game.
Whether or not it was effective doesn't make it any less valid.
Also, no, it literally was a gameplay mechanic. The worse you did, the worse your psyche would get and more weird shit would happen.
Yeah, but it's the nature of the weird shit that I'm talking about.
I feel there's a difference between how Eternal Darkness handles it and the examples we're bringing up here. But outside of Sons of Liberty and Arkham Asylum, and granted, I haven't played every game ever made.
Would you like to?
Those are the only two examples I can really think. No, I can't. I don't want to. I want out of this trade.
Also, I think this is the only time in the entire Arkham games where we actually hear ventriloquist at all. Well, Scarface, but...
Scarface.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's... pretty sure it's just Joker in this game. But...
I forgot about Scarface's little cameo there. I always did find Scarface interesting because, he's... It's one of the cases where a Batman villain is, legitimately mentally, really off-kilter. really,
What's the
really
deal
off
with
kilter.
Scarface, because I haven't seen many of his stories.
Well,
He's just a guy with a dummy and has basically split personality that he uses the other one through the dummy for.
yeah,
Okay.
and like,
So it's not like intentionally done by the dude, it's just he's that far gone.
yeah, it's not like the Joker where like he's putting on airs essentially, but like with Scarface, everyone around him knows that the puppet is in charge.
Yeah. But the puppet's also holding a gun, so.
Oh, of course.
How's that go through Batman's glove so easily?
I mean, they're
They're
needles.
really, really sharp.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm seeing this and I'm just thinking about Arkham Knight. And I was like, what a fucking 180 for the character.
Yeah.
One thing I can't help but like think, because like the frickin' needle hands and how high the dosage of fear toxin would have to be coming from 4 syringes at once, is that Batman should be fucking catatonic by now.
Well, he's Batman, so...
Unless the fear toxin is like 90% water.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I get that shit from concentrate.
But, but why would Scarecrow deliberately water down his toxin?
So he can make more of it at once, I guess.
That's a big skeleton.
It's...
Oh, now we could look at all the weird protrusions in detail.
It is... You know, I get the feeling that the reason we have these skeleton models in the first place is because they had to model the skeletons for detective mode anyway.
Yeah. Fuck, might as well make them enemies. Give them some swords because we like Jason and the Argonauts.
Pretend we're in Castlevania for a little bit.
Yeah, just for a little bit. Although none of them ever wield whips. That's kind of disappointing.
I guess this is where the Vania part of Metroidvania comes in, huh?
I mean, I guess if we modded in Catwoman...
Yeah, they go with a whip. But then, you know, our standards will keep getting more and more unsatisfactory. Then I demand that skeletons start riding motorcycles.
Have you seen the, speaking of Arkham mods, someone modded in the Dark Knight trilogy fighting style into Arkham Knight, where most of it is just hitting him with his elbows?
No, I did not see that.
Say the line. Oh.
No, you see, even he's acknowledging it now. That's way too much toxin.
I'm Batman.
Also, that's not how you use the word ingested. Scarecrow,
you can
you're a
ingest
college
through
professor. You
needles.
should know this shit.
What would be the proper term?
Well, ingested means you swallowed it. So, you know.
He's been injected with.
Inject that. Okay, inject
Yeah.
feels correct.
It is correct.
What
It's
is
literally
the
just
term
syringes.
for eating through skin?
What?
What?
No, I don't want to know what skin eating is called. Never mind.
I think maybe photosynthesis.
Making glucose, Batman!
The point I was trying to make...
Shit's gonna be so
The
good.
point I was trying to make earlier, though, before we kind of got sidetracked by the question of whether it's a gameplay mechanic or not, is less about that and more about... I just don't think it's all that clever to... oh, I forgot about Batman's automatic fall break there. Is it, like, whether or not it... I don't like the idea of overemphasizing playing with the player's head through fake game failure nonsense, because it, like, okay, it's cool once every now and again.
Well,
but
that's the issue with that. They always go through like it only works the first time.
But
After that, it's just
that's not exactly what I'm trying to get at. I'm just having trouble forming words right now.
I think thinking about it more, it's something that I noticed a lot more when it comes to shows and movies, more so than video games. And I can understand it getting annoying there because it's such an easy trick in that medium.
My point is, it's too meta to the point where it doesn't fit in with the universe itself. And in a case like Sons of Liberty, the abruptness of it coming up right at the end kind of has a way of throwing the experience off kilter. But when it happened in Sons of Liberty, it was very much a side thing to the other stuff that was going on that was also supposed to be throwing you off kilter. Whereas when it comes to something like the madness mechanic in Eternal Darkness, I just straight up don't like it. Everyone praises the madness mechanic in Eternal Darkness. I don't like it. Because, like, okay, when I'm playing a horror game, what I want is to be scared by the stuff that's actually happening, like, in universe to the character. I don't want the quote-unquote horror reminding me that I'm playing a video game.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So, like, if...
At that point, though, that's a matter of preference.
And there are some things that happen in the madness mechanic in Eternal Darkness that I actually do approve of and quite like stuff that like stuff that happens like with your character's perception of their own body or the enemy's bodies. Like, you can end up having a hallucination where your character has been decapitated, I think. Right. That kind of thing. I like that kind of thing. But like,
what is exploring the like a death trap in like the sand dunes of Egypt have to do with your game blue screening? Is that what your issue stems from? Basically?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, like, is like, you know, it takes me out of it.
I mean,
right.
Arguably the way that they do it in this game, I don't think would work for Batman traditionally if this wasn't a video game.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the way that they handle it in this game.
Well,
really
could
only work through a video game.
Entire Scarecrow concept here is, what if Batman were Mario? Scarecrow.
How does your mask move with your face?
You could hold the bag with the hand that doesn't have needles in it.
My dude probably already pricked himself like 6
I can't help but think.
It's just the problem with doing everything with your dominant hand. You get eaten by a fucking crocodile.
Yeah. Now you're gonna pay for your sins. Should have used the left hand.
That should be where Scarecrow like permanently dies in this universe, to be honest.
Well, he might as well have, because he disappears for like the next 2 games after this. I mean, the third game was a prequel.
You see a hint in City, but that's it. And then he just shows up.
That's it, though.
And he's a completely different character.
Oh,
and I like him. I like him in Night,
but
but trying to connect him with this version, like, they're different.
Let me fucking tell you how Arkham Asylum Scarecrow dies, okay? Killer Croc sneak attacks him from the water, lifts him up, hoists him into the water, and Scarecrow fucking sticks himself with his own fear toxin on the way down. So he drowns because he's too panicked to realize he's underwater.
He closes his fist on accident and stabs himself in the wrist.
Well, he was drowning.
This is how he discovers that fear toxin increases lung capacity? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm such a genius.
It increases the capacity for lungs to contain water, because no way did he have a chance to hold his breath when that happened.
Free lung extensions.
Maybe the Bats has a filtration system.
I mean, it has like the 2 filters on the side, but also the mouth moves.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say 2 things right now. The fucking Killer Croc battle came out of fucking nowhere. And
Worst section of the game.
Actually, I quite like it.
I like it in content, but it goes way too long.
I didn't mind it. If I take long breaks in between playthroughs, I enjoy it more. But when I play the game back to back, which is what I usually do with games like these, I usually go right back in for a second playthrough. It's not nearly as enjoyable on a second run.
Yeah, it should be said though. There's absolutely no danger in just crouch walking the entire time at max speed.
Yeah.
Like you will never trigger Killer Croc. Yeah.
And that's also something I didn't realize until later, which does definitely help.
There's a reason.
Also, you have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to run until Croc resets himself.
There's a reason that crouch walking at max speed doesn't trigger Killer Croc, and it's because the game has to work on PC too, and you can't moderate your speed while crouch walking on PC if you're playing with a keyboard, because all you have
That's a
is
great point.
yeah, it's the same in Elder Scrolls too. You crouch and you sneak, and like with an analog stick, you would think that crouch walking more slowly would enhance your stealth. But no, the game has to work on PC and all, and it has to account for you having nothing but WASD and a crouch button.
The only game I could think of that didn't do that was one of the Deus Ex games that gave you a walk modifier button, and you would need to use that with crouching.
Oh my god!
Which
So
Deus Ex
you're
game are we
walking-
talking about? The original? Because that
Human Revolution.
Human Revolution. Okay.
Because in the original game, you would disarm bombs by just running up to them and praying that you interact with it fast enough. And then in Human Revolution, you need to sneak by them, which were the game was made with consoles in mind because it was still in that weird era of game development.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, how do we do this with a keyboard? Well, you crouch and you hold the walk button, so you're going like 0.5 miles per hour, walking towards this bomb in a hallway full of them.
Yeah, and you know, most games on PC do have like a walk run toggle button and a
Yeah.
sneak button, but not very many of them have a sneak speed modifier button.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think you can do it in the Half-Life games, but it's never required for anything. Not to my memory, anyway.
I know Killer Croc is always like programmed to like intercept you as you're making progress towards like one of the Venom Seeds or some other shit, but one thing I never really thought of trying was how long can you outrun him before he catches up?
He's pretty quick.
Like just for the sake of speeding through this area.
I have the urge to test that. My guess is 4 platforms. I'm always so nervous when you run over the tile as it's like adjusting from the buoyancy. I always think I'm gonna fly
I don't think you
off
can
of
fall
it.
through with it though, yeah. Because I sure as shit have just run on top of it as it's like 90 degrees. And I never fell through it.
Yeah, I don't think you can, but it. It's like when you look down a.
All right,
Heights
Croc,
of
keep
VR.
going, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're almost there, baby. I'm tired.
Three's my limit for the day, baby.
Fuck, my arm hurts
Wasn't
now.
there like an Arkham tech demo VR thing for PlayStation VR?
Yeah. It was based off Arkham Knight.
Any of you guys tried that?
No. I think my brother Elliot has, though. You can probably ask
Alright,
him.
I'm gonna go scream at him. I think he's editing one of
I
my
just know-
videos right now.
Like, I remember, like, one of the... I think it was either a GameSpot or IGN video. They were just going fucking ham with it. And they spent, like, 5 minutes just caressing Alfred's face.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a good thing they gave you the prompt to run, huh?
That would have been dangerous.
Well, it's the first time they use it as an actual gameplay mechanic.
Other than like, no, actually, I think you're right. Because the only other time they tell you is just when you start the game, and it's like, here's the controls. All right, this section is going on very long.
Yeah, it's like... Because the boss fight is just one thing. It's just a reactionary thing. Like, can you throw the batarang in time? That's literally the entire fight.
It's more just annoying than anything.
Yeah. Good on your first playthrough, but it loses its luster
Very quickly,
afterwards. Yeah. That's unfortunately just how it goes with some things that are in games. Is like, yeah, you remember it your first time, but after a while, you just kind of get sick of it.
Biggest one recently I have is the dollhouse in Resident Evil 8. It's
the entire sequence
yeah,
of that?
the entire sequence, because it's the same thing every time.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to do but do the sequence. So it's just kind of like, okay, can I please just skip this? There's nothing for me to gain or lose from being here. So.
Oh,
Bitch.
that worked. Oh,
And now we got to make our way all the way back.
I agree with the first 3/4 of the dollhouse sequence.
Yeah.
When the funky fetus is chasing you, I still really like that sequence.
funky feelings.
Like, I still tense up trying to make sure that thing doesn't catch me.
What, in Resident Evil 8?
Yeah, in Village.
Oh. That part never scared me, you know, because I just realized before it even appeared, I could hide behind this.
Yeah, well, you don't have a soul, Lewis. We've established this. Like,
No, it's
7, 8
because
years
like
ago.
they give you that bed to hide under, and it's like I know how these
Right.
areas are designed. The thing's never gonna see you if you just hide under the bed. So I hid under the bed. Sure enough, the thing never saw me. I never needed to use any of the lockers that it gives you to hide in. And it's like, you know, you hide, you let it pass, you follow its frickin' scripted path, and like at the end, it tries to jump scare you through an elevator door. Ooh, scary.
I have no weight in this conversation because I haven't played it, but I thought that thing was funnier more than anything.
Kinda,
Just
yeah.
looks goofy.
An outside context perspective, yeah.
I wanted-
but
I'm
when you're
pretty
actually
sure that
playing
if
the game-
the first time I saw that thing was playing it, yeah, I'd probably piss myself.
Look,
but,
I didn't find it scary. I thought the frickin' evil carnivorous baby from Catherine was scarier, and that was an anime monster. So
I'm never taking you to a horror movie with me because you'll be the guy that says, I can see the zipper in the back.
You,
Like us.
well, I wouldn't want to go to a horror movie because I hate horror movies. Horror movies are
Oh, really? Just entirely?
just entirely, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
is it like you don't like them or you actively hate them?
I find them boring more than anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of the same there.
I
Only
like,
horror movie that really gave me a feeling of fear was The Thing.
well,
Oh, the John
I-
Carpenter's
I
I
Thing.
liked
I love
I
The
liked
Thing.
the thing, but less as a horror experience and more as just a story experience. You know, I liked the concept of the thing, but it's not like I found it scary. I just found it an interesting story to follow. But like when it comes to movies that are meant to scare you, I just find them boring. I don't really react at all to horror imagery. The only thing that works for me as far as horror sensibilities go is the tension of working my way through a horror game. And that's less me being scary and more just me being tense that I'm about to screw up.
Yeah.
I mean, like some of the best jump scares in video games are ones that weren't even meant to be jump scares. It's like shit that happens by happenstance.
Yeah.
And that was Croc.
But like even
Bye,
then,
Croc.
even then, a jump scare affects you different in a game than it does in a movie, because in a game, when a jump scare happens, your brain has this moment where it's trying to catch up to whether or not it's something that you as the player need to react to. So
That's a good point.
down you go.
Your skeleton was red.
He had a knife, so.
I think you might have a medical condition.
He's one of those skeletons that gets back up in Castlevania.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Blood skeletons, yeah.
My god, I beat the first Castlevania for the first time, like, last month. I understand now.
Which version of it did you beat for the first time?
I played it on the collection.
Oh,
The
yeah,
most
yeah,
recent
yeah.
collection.
yeah. The only version of Castlevania 1 that I've ever beaten is Castlevania Chronicles, the PS1 version.
Oof.
Is there anything different about
The
it?
X Sharp version or the arranged version?
I think I played the version that gives you like 2% more jumping control.
Oh,
All right, so the arranged
Yeah.
version. Okay. All right.
what's different about that one?
2% more jumping
so-
control.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, Castlevania Chronicles is technically the same game, but there's two different versions of it. One is the original X Sharp 68,000 version, which is just more of a straight remake of the original game with a lot of added level design dickery. And arrange mode just makes Simon. Well, it gives Simon a different design that's based off of. I forgot
Oh, is
her
it
name.
the
Shit.
leather daddy outfit?
Yeah, leather daddy
Okay.
outfit. Yeah,
I think I. Did you do a video on that one?
I did,
Okay, that's
actually.
probably where I've seen it because I'm like, oh shit, that sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
But they gave Simon's controls a little better. Gave him a diagonal whip downwards attack, and it's overall just an easier experience. And I'd recommend anyone playing that game would just play arrange mode because X68 Sharp difficulty is not very fun.
What a name for a difficulty. I get it,
It's
but
that's what I call it. I think original difficulty is less of a mouthful.
I like that they didn't completely commit to giving him good jump control though. They just gave him like you can nudge him a bit when he's in midair.
Well, if you gave him Castlevania 4 control, the game would be way too easy.
Yeah, it actually would kind of break the game in half.
Yeah, but like at the same time, they gave him so little additional jumping control that it's like, why did you even bother?
Hey, that extra 2% could save a life.
Well, so much for this Batcave.
That was a good jump, Batman.
So when was it that Poison Ivy became like... It went from being just like the woman with the crossbow on her wrist to actually being able to control giant plant vines?
Well, a part of that in the context of this game is because she has been injected with Titan.
Were you asking, like, when she was written in the comics to start controlling plants?
Yeah.
It's the animated
Shit, I have
series,
no
wasn't it?
idea. Because I know that when she first appears in the animated series, she's just a person.
In the animated
Yeah,
series,
she's crossbow
she's
lady.
crossbow lady, yeah. But then, like,
Yeah.
she starts controlling plants after the time skip.